Most people hate their life. Depression is at an all-time high and people are simply unhappy with how they're living. Everybody on the internet, on the other hand, tells you what you should be doing, how to make money, how to be successful, how to do the things that you want to do in your life, but nobody's telling you what not to do. I'm only 19, but recently I've discovered a lot of these things and how important they are. So I'm going to go in order from least important to the most important, the last being the worst things that you can do to literally ruin your life. Number 1, start watching porn. When you watch adult films, you probably feel embarrassed. Because a lot of people do this. Let's just be honest, a lot of you watching this consistently do this on a weekly basis. What's very hard to understand if you're not forward thinking is that when you do something like this, watch adult films, it gives your brain so much dopamine, the happy chemical that tells you that you're doing something good, and you didn't have to earn anything, you didn't have to do anything, you just pulled out your phone and gave your brain essentially a drug. It's literally like a drug that you have at your disposal. So when you do this, you are slowly ruining what makes you happy. Natural dopamine will make you happy consistently because it's when you do things healthy, like working out or eating good or just simply learning. That gives you dopamine. So if you want to ruin your life, give yourself easy access to dopamine. Make sure that you can make yourself happy whenever you feel like it without having to earn it. Step number 2 to get on your way to ruining your life is going to be procrastination. You should be putting off everything you do because it's not that important. You have tomorrow, you have the next day, you have the rest of the month to do your tasks. See, you don't have to do everything right when you get the responsibility. Your responsibilities can be put off to the last second. This is how the majority of all of your peers think. Everybody your age right now, if you're a teenager watching this, thinks this way. Deep down, you know that you shouldn't be procrastinating. At least I hope you do, but I think if you're watching a video like this, you definitely care. The question is, why does procrastination ruin your life? Well, the answer is very simple. It takes you longer to reach your goals. Whether it's a homework assignment, chores, cleaning your room, reading a book, it literally does not matter what it is. The longer that you put it off, the quicker that the people who actually care about their life are going to get ahead of you. See, in the world, in my opinion, everything is somewhat of a competition. You need to understand that the people in your school are competing against you to be the best in the school. They're competing to be the valedictorian, the person who has the best grades. People want to make the most money, get into the best schools. If you don't want that, I think that you're just lacking something in your life. You should want the best for yourself. So if you want to ruin your chances at that, you need to procrastinate. Step number 3, hang out with all of the friends that you really like. It doesn't matter who it is. If you want to ruin your life, I highly recommend finding the people who are going to drag you down the most. The people who are doing things that you don't want to do. Smoking, drinking, doing drugs. Let's be honest here, that's corny to say these things about don't drink, don't smoke. The reason it's corny is because people don't want you to be above them. I used to have this old friend and he used to vape all the time. He had this vape. He thought it was so cool. It was in middle school and I never really saw any enjoyment in that. I thought it was pretty dumb. It's like, why would you inhale vapor that is literally damaging your lungs and consistently hurting your health? I thought that's such a dumb thing. And he actually ended up convincing me one night. He came over to my house and we were talking and he's like, hey, I got this new vape. It's a nicotine-free vape, so you can do it. And in the back of my head, I was like, well, I'm not vaping because there's no nicotine, or because there's nicotine. I'm not doing it just because I think it's dumb. Like, I don't think it's a smart thing to do. Why would I do something that could potentially harm me without like any benefit? Like, what do I gain if I vape? You know what I mean? So eventually he was just convincing me over and over and over to do this. And I did it. I crumbled under the pressure and I hit this vape when I was very young. And as soon as I did it, I felt this instant regret. It shot through my body and my face. I would literally like blew up all red. And right after I did that, he said, it's not nicotine free. This is just a normal vape. See, it's fun or whatever. See, the thing is, people want to feel normal. And what I learned from that story is that he wanted to feel normal and he wanted to feel okay with doing that, even though he knew it was wrong. And he would have never made me do it if he actually cared about me. When people do things that they feel ashamed of, they want other people to do them because then it becomes normal and then they don't have to feel bad about it. So step 3 to ruining your life is finding people who drag you down. Step number 4 to ruining your life is talking behind people's back. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, I'm not perfect. This is actually one of my flaws and something that I've gotten so much better at recently, but I struggled with my entire life. For some reason, I felt some sort of enjoyment when it came to talking behind people's back, when in reality, you should never do this. It makes you look self-conscious. It makes you look extremely insecure and that you feel bad about yourself, so you have to bring other people down. One time in high school, there was this person I really cared about, and for some reason, I said some bad stuff about her to some of my friends, just making jokes. It was nothing harsh, but I really shouldn't have said these things. and we just laughed about it. It went away. For me, it was a very, very small time of enjoyment, like 30 seconds. 30 seconds, we had this laugh, it went on. Somebody sitting near me actually heard that and told her. And then it got back to me that she heard about it, and I felt disgusted with myself. I felt like I did something that I should have never done. I was not in the place to talk bad about somebody, especially when I truly didn't mean it. If I was sitting there with her when I said that, I would have never said it in the first place. So whenever you feel like talking about somebody, picture that they're sitting right next to you. Would you say the things that you normally say about them? The answer is probably no. So if you want to ruin your life and make it a lot harder, say things behind people's back, because it's going to have a lot of damages, to say the least. Step number 5 to ruining your life is becoming promiscuous, aka sleeping around. Sleep with as many girls as you can. This is actually proven by multiple studies before that the more people you get with, the less likely you are to be happy within a marriage or a long-term relationship. And what's even crazier is that with each person, it gets worse, worse, worse. Your chances at being happy with somebody long-term gets lower and lower. Not only that, but you could literally be spreading diseases. This one is so bad, I don't even want to talk about it. If you want to ruin your life, this is a very quick and easy way to do that. Step number 6, eat whatever makes you happy. See, in America, or just honestly all over the world, obesity is becoming a massive problem. And we're always told that you need to enjoy life. You have people all around you always saying that you need to do things that make you happy. I remember this specific story, and it really impacted me. It was around Christmas time. I went to my grandma's house for Christmas because we always celebrate, and I wasn't eating the sweet treats because I was on some sort of a diet. Like, I just wanted to eat healthy. I wouldn't even say it was a diet. I genuinely was just trying to avoid sugar. And everybody around, even my family members, were making fun of me for not eating sugar because I wanted to be healthy. They were making fun of me for not wanting to do that. Like, is that not crazy? Has that happened to any of you? Because I'm sure it's happened to me many times. Anytime I've ever tried to take my eating seriously, people joke about it. And once again, just like the doing drugs thing, just like everything else, it's because they feel bad about themselves. The fact that you have the discipline to do things, to not eat things that you want to eat because they taste good, but you decide not to eat them because you prioritize your health, that sort of thing gets made fun of because not many people can do that. So if you want to be like everybody else and send your life on a downward track, and especially ruin your health as you get older, just eat whatever you want. Don't be disciplined. In fact, that actually is tip number 7. Don't be disciplined. Do whatever you want, whenever you want. When I was sitting in the other room just now, I didn't actually want to make this video, but now I'm very glad that I'm here, especially since I'm past the halfway point. See, there's a lot of things that I realized in my life, like whenever it came to doing homework or whatever, once you're in the middle of doing it, you realize a few things. Number 1, it's not as bad as you thought. It's not as hard as you thought, and it doesn't take as long as you thought, as long as you're focused. So if you want to ruin your life, just do whatever you want. Procrastinate. It's not that big of a deal to do the things that are right in front of you. Wake up at whatever time you want. Go to sleep at whatever time you want. It just doesn't matter, right? Tip number 8 to ruining your life is only impressing other people. Don't worry about impressing yourself, because other people at the end of the day are the main people watching you. Like, you're only one person. There's billions of people in the world. Isn't it more important that they're happy of what you're doing? Isn't it more important that your parents are happy, that your friends are happy? I actually think this is one of the best ways to ruin your life, because you're not going to act based on your gut instinct. You're not going to do things that make you feel fulfilled in life. You're going to impress these other people outside that you're probably never going to see again, especially if you're in high school. You're probably never going to see most of the people from high school. So if you impress them, that's going to end really good for you, right? If you don't do the things that you're passionate about in life because these people in your high school are going to feel happy about that, that's good. That's good, right? That's what you want to do. If you want to ruin your life, the simple answer is yes. Go and do things that make other people happy, and don't worry about what you think will make you happy. Tip number 10, and like I said, I saved the most important for last. Take the safe way out of life. Play by the book. Do everything safe. Do everything that you've been told to do, because nothing else, taking risks, isn't important. If you want to ruin your life, this is one of the best things to do, because it's going to be safe, right? I actually think that this is the opposite of the truth. When you play things safe, you end up with a life that might suck. Now, I'm not saying don't go to college. I'm not saying don't focus on school. You should be doing all of those things. When I say this, I'm saying what you should do is go talk to that girl. Go do the thing that makes you happy. Go do your side passion on the side of what you're doing. Go maybe even take the risk and start your own business. Because if you don't do it, you'll never know. But I mean, if you want to ruin your life, one of the best things that you can do is never take the risk in the first place and play it safe. I hope this video helped you guys learn what not to do. I'll see you in the next one.